Yeah, so am I audible? Yeah, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. So we have so far talked about the fundamentals, HTTP and HTTPS. Now let's talk about the response and request that we have. Okay. So see, this is a screenshot of a proxy. So we have the get user login and the HTTP version that we are using. Now, so HTTP has some methods. Okay. Using that method, the HTTP protocol communicate with the server. So here is an example of a method. If you capture a request, the first thing you'll see is a HTTP method. So in this case, this is get, right? So here we have the path that we are requesting to the server. So this is what we want from the server. Okay. And here we have the version of the HTTP protocol that we are using. Got it? And here we have host, that is the website. Here we have user agent. Now the user agent is, now what is user agent? Can anyone tell me?
It's a browser. Basically,
Yes.
basically आप कौन सा browser use कर रहे हो, कौन सा version use कर रहे हो, user agent ये show होता है.
Okay. Yeah, please mute yourself. So the user agent tells the server that this file is requested with that browser. Okay, it might be the browser, it might be any tool. Okay, and just remember one thing: if you are doing some pen testing, there are some cases where some server block some certain user agent. Let's say that I'm using curl, so it might be possible that my web server block request from curl. It might be block request from proxies. Okay, so this would be the case in pen testing. So we have some bypass of that. uh, Here we have accept language, accept encoding, content type, connection, cookie, upgrade, and cache control. We'll talk about that. Okay. So these all are the headers value. So here we have the headers, and this is the headers. After colon, we have some values, right? So this is our headers value. Now let's move forward. As we know, we are using get method to retrieve the file from this path, and the version of protocol we are using, that is HTTP 1.1.
so
Now,
HTTP 1.1 is the latest version, or like that is TLS 1.2 or 1.3 is used?
actually TLS is a different kind of thing. Okay, so we have HTTP, we have some versions in HTTP, we have TLS, and in TLS we have some version. TLS is basically used for encryption and decryption, and HTTP is
Oh,
basically used to communicate our website to our server. So both are the different thing.
got it.
Okay. So yeah. Hmm. Sorry,
Sir, will you please repeat the survey
which part?
about HTTP?
Okay.
Actually, I was writing, so I
Okay.
just
Okay. Okay. So please mute yourself. So HTTP and TLS, they both are the different thing. We have some problems in HTTP, and the problem is that HTTP only share data in plain text. So we need to encrypt some crucial data, and that is why we come with a SSL. Okay, but in initial stage we come with a SSL, but there is a lot of problem in SSL. So we upgrade SSL to TLS. Okay, so TLS is just a upgraded version of SSL. Now in TLS we have a TLS1, TLS2, TLS3. 3 is the latest one, I guess. Okay. Now in HTTP we have a version 1 that we have just seen here, and we have version 2. Okay, so when we are accessing web application, only we see version 1. Version 2 is used to send binary data. Okay, so this is the basic difference in version 1 and version 2.
So binary data in the sense like what they will be sending in binary.
0 1.
Yeah, so binary data is simply a 0 1 0 1
No,
0 1
I'm
0.
confused. Like in HTTP version
Hmm.
1,
Hmm.
it send request as a clear text, correct?
Hmm. Hmm.
And in version 2, in binary, I know what is binary, but
Hmm.
how it will send then?
Okay, so yeah, here is an example of HTTP 1.1 sending request in clear text. So this is the clear text, right? We get everything. And this is a response of an HTTP version 1.1. Here we are getting everything in clear text. And we have HTTP 1.2. So let's see. This is the data, like the server is actually responding with HTTP 2. We are sending the data in clear text, right? And then server responds us with this type of data. So this is the binary data that server responds. Okay, this is a request and response. This is how it works. We have to send the data in binary. Now why there's need to send the data in binary? So it depends on the architecture that web developer choose. Let's say this is a server and this is a, let's say this is a client. This is a server. We have talked about the OSI model, right? We have talked about the OSI model. So in OSI model, we have the data link layer. So data link layer can simply communicate with the computer language, that is the binary language, right? So they can simply communicate with the binary language. That's the one possible way. And the next possible way is that the developer wants to use HTTP2 because the server is designed to handle binary data. Okay, so this is the one case. And we have other case also. So it depends on the developer, it depends on the organization architecture. Got it? It might be possible that two servers and two computers are communicating with each other, right? So if they both are communicating, they don't send clear text data, right? Because they are the computers. So they have to send data in their own language. So that is the binary language. This might be the possibility. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So the basic difference is this. HTTP 1.1 is readable format. Here's an example. HTTP 2 is a non-readable format, that is a binary. Okay.
So like any website which is currently using HTTP version 2,
Hmm.
which
It,
website? Can you help me? Like
no,
I don't think like this Facebook, these kind
no, actually, you see, uh, websites, most of the website they don't use HTTP version 2. Why? Because if they're going to send the response in binary language, then our browser cannot interpret it, right? Because our browser
yes.
only interpret the programming languages. So that is why HTTP2 is not used. But there are some cases HTTP2 might be used in internal network. HTTP2 version might be used in some other server, that is the internal server and not the external server. So external server means the server which is connected to the internet, like our web server, and internal server means the server that is not connected to the internet, it is only used for private work. Okay, let's say we have a local area network. In local area network we have two server. One is connected to the internet, and in that server we hosted our website, right? Then we have other server also, that is the private server, and that is not connected to the internet, but we are using that server, and in that server we are using http2. So yeah, here's the pros and cons. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. So http2 is more efficient in handling multiple requests. So basically it is very fast as compared to http1. Why it is fast? Because here a browser or any third party don't have to convert the clear text into the binary language. It is directly receiving the data in binary language, right? So it is very easy for that computer to process it fast, and it is very hard to understand because it's in binary. As we compare with the http one, it is easy to read, easy to understand, and less effective in handling multiple requests. So that's the reason. Okay, any confusion here?
No.
Okay. So see, if you are using some tools, let's say you are using the proxy tool, है ना? And let's say some websites are using http2, then our proxy tool has a capacity to downgrade http2 request to http 1.1 and send traffic to user. Okay, if any proxy send a http request response to us, then we not able to understand it, right? So it can simply downgrade http to request to http1. So curl support this, and burp suite support this. Okay, got it? Burp suite is capable to decode this type of data and make it readable. And how it does make it readable? By downgrading http2 to http1. Any question here?
Yeah, is there any example available here? How
Sorry?
can we degrade? Is there any example available here? How can we degrade HTTP version 2.1?
No, we don't. Actually, we don't have to downgrade the HTTP version ourselves. This handles by our proxy and our browser. Okay, so we don't have to do anything with that. There are some cheap level works in network, and this thing is on the browser, on the proxy. They can easily handle this thing, like the encryption and decryption. We don't have to manually do it.
It will be automatically.
Yeah, it is automatically.
Okay.
Now, so we have seen that we have the http header, right? Now let's talk about http header. Now we use http header to pass some data to the server, right? So here is an example of http header. Now, so this is a header. It says that accept. Now when the request comes to the server directly reads this header, and servers know that okay, this website accept text HTML application, this type of thing. Okay, got it? So this is a header, and this is a value of that header, and we have multiple headers. So headers are categorized in 5 ways. Any question here? So yes, anyone?
Clear, sir, clear.
Yes, what is the question? do you have any question?
No, 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 clear.
So the first one is the general header, then entity header, request and response header, and at the last we have the security headers. Okay, so we have the 5 categories of header. Let's talk about the general header. So the general header only tells the general thing, like the date, the time, is the connection is closed or not, right? So these are the general headers. Now here we have the entity headers. Now the entity header can be common in both request and response. You have to remember this. And here is the general header. So we have content type, media type, content length, and encoding type. Okay. By default, some web browsers or some application use Deflate as an encoding, right? So it is totally mentioned here. So in this here, the website or web server is using gunzip. That is the format of a zip. Okay. So content type specifically describes the type of a content the browser or the website expecting. So in this case, it is text or HTML. Okay. Similarly to the content type, this header says server, okay, we can accept only this type of media. And one tip here, let's say there's a file upload functionality, got it? And server is validating, you want to upload a malicious file, but server is saying that you're not able to upload this file. So what you can do is you can simply change the content type, or if there is a media type, you can simply change the media type to your file. And if server is not properly configured, then the server can accept this request and process this. Okay, so this is the one bypass. You can try it. Then we have the content length and
Yeah, I have one doubt regarding in media type. So here you are saying that server is supporting this PDF format, correct?
server is
Huh.
only accepting this PDF format,
PDF
not
format,
supporting.
yes. Huh. Server is only accepting. So like in website, in input field where there is an option of file upload. So these two things are different, or these two things are same?
Which one? The media type
Suppose,
and the content type.
this media type, this media
Okay.
type.
See, yeah, please mute yourself. Let's say I have a website, and in that website, I have a file upload functionality. The server is only accepting the PNG file, right? You upload the PNG file, so it tells the server that this is a PNG file. But the content, the whole website, it might be possible that the login page is made with a HTML. It is possible that the login page is made with PHP, right? So that is the content type. So it simply says that, okay, the page content is HTML, the page content is PHP, ASPX, right? So this tells the content of a page, and this tells the file that you have uploaded. Is that clear?
Okay, no, I am still confused. मेरा
Okay.
क्वेश्चन सिंपली ये है, जो यहाँ पर मीडिया टाइप शो हो रहा है पीडीएफ फॉर्मेट में सर्वर एक्सेप्ट करेगा, करेक्ट? मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, जो हमारी वेबसाइट है वहाँ पे जो फाइल अपलोड का ऑप्शन है, तो मतलब दोनों की अलग अलग कोडिंग यूज हुआ है या फिर कोडिंग सेम है? लेट्स सपोज वहाँ पे मीडिया टाइप में हम पीडीएफ भी ले रहे हैं, पीएनजी भी ले रहे हैं, एंड यहाँ पे सिर्फ पीडीएफ एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है सर्वर, तो दोनों चीजें अलग अलग कोड होती हैं या फिर सेम ही कोड होती हैं?
Okay. Let's say here we have HTML, right? We have HTML. Here we have one login page. In this login page, here we have one here we have the login page, right? We have two fields, one and one, and this is a file upload functionality. Now you have to understand that these functionality are managed by server. Okay, so in this case, let's say server is using PHP. Whatever you fill in this form, it will directly go through the network, right? And how it goes? It goes by using the protocol called HTTP. And inside HTTP, to define each and everything, whatever you have in this field, let's say you have the media, you have the input field, you have the like username field, right? So HTTP designed this thing using the methods. Let's say that here we have the get. After logging, what you are asking? Here here we have the content type. The whole page is designed in which language? It is designed in HTML, PHP, or what? So it is mentioned here. The file that you have uploaded, it is what type of file? That is mentioned here, right? Now the HTTP request directly goes to the server. Server validate all the request that it receive. It validate, okay, this is a get request, right? So we have this type of data. Acha, here we have the file, but I'm not accepting this type of file. If the server is not accepting this type of file, then server throws the error. So this is how it works. So the front end is totally managed and controlled by the back end. Okay, so whatever we put in front end, it goes to the back end. Back end has their own logic. Based on that logic, backends work, and it shows the response whether it is acceptable or not acceptable. Clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Any question here?
No, clear.
Overall, whatever is designed in the backend is directly proportional to front end. You are saying, correct?
Yeah.
If here it is saying that media type is PDF, so in front end all the files which will be uploaded, it will be in PDF format itself, not in any
Yeah.
other format. Okay. Got it.
But
Let's
you can
say-
modify here in request mode. You can change here just like a PNG setup here. You can change here to PDF. Try to find vulnerability. If server accepted these, so it may be a vulnerability.
Please mute yourself. Let's say that this is a restaurant, right? You are sitting in a restaurant. You have a menu card. Inside the menu card, you have some foods, right? Once you order something, it directly goes to the kitchen, and from kitchen, the dish, if they have that dish, then they provide you the dish. That is the same case in front end and back end. So HTML is just a menu card. Okay, inside your menu card, you order something, it directly goes to the kitchen, that is the server. If server has that item, it will give you. If it don't have that item, it will refuse to give you. So this is a very lame example. Okay, in this way you can understand. Now it's clear. Any doubt here?
No, sir, not clear.
Okay. So here we have the request headers. So these are the entity headers. These are the request headers. Now, request headers are sent by client in an HTTP. In an HTTP request. Let's talk about that. So this is the request header. What we are requesting from server. In this case, we are requesting this website. In this case, we are requesting using this agent, right? We need one agent to request something. And the referred header simply tells that where we are coming from. So in this case, we are coming from this website, right? This is how tracker works. If you saw let's say that there is a YouTube, right? You are watching YouTube videos and there is one ad. Once you click on that ad, how you think that YouTube knows that if I click on this ad or not? It because of this refer. Let's say the link is of the Amazon, right? So in host, it will show that okay, the link is of Amazon. Where the link is coming from? It is coming from the YouTube. Okay, and that is how the data monitored. If you look at the data, it will clearly tells you 70% of traffic comes from the YouTube, 30% comes from the google.com, right? So that is how it works. Got it? Now here, except a described media type can client understand, right? So this means client can understand every media type. It doesn't matter. Now, so this is a cookie. So this is a cookie header, and we send our cookie value inside this header. Okay. So basically, cookie is simply a data, okay, that is sent along with your HTTP request to monitor the state of that particular request. Clear? And now we have the authorization header that simply authorize your request. If you are login, you have the authorization header, right? So this is how it manage in HTTP. Here we have the response header. Server can show their server. Let's say in this case, server is using this one. Here's the version. Server is using this operating system, right? So this is actually we can consider this as a vulnerability because server is actually showing their identity, right? So if we know that server is using this server and this version with this operating system, we can simply look each vulnerability for this version. Got it? So here we have the set cookie. It simply contains the cookie that client shared, right? So server receive username and password. Server store username and password in database. Server create one cookie and server send that cookie in the form of set cookie request. Set cookie response. Okay, and browser receive set cookie response, and then browser say okay, so this is a cookie server wants me to add in every HTTP request, so I'm going to add it. Okay, so this is how it works. Now we have the basic authentication. So this is the base authentication only used in HTTP. Just remember, we have different type of authentication. One is a form authentication and one is basic authentication, multi-factor authentication. So we have different authentication. Okay, this is just a basic authentication, base authentication. Clear? Any doubt here? And here we have the some security headers. So now you know what is security header means, right? Here we have the content security policy, strict policy, refer policy. Got it?
Yes.
Any question, confusion here?
No.
Okay. So here we have the curl. We can use curl hyphen. Okay. We can simply use curl hyphen I to view the request header. So capital I is just to show you the request header, and small I can show you the request and the response here. So this is the response, okay, you are getting from the server. So this is a request. This is sorry, this is the response you are getting, and this is the requested header that you have shared.
So basically, curl is good or burp is easy.
See, burp is a proxy, curl is a command line a browser. So they both have their own working. And in pen testing, we need to use both of the thing. Okay. Sometimes we need some modification, and sometimes there might be some cases where we has to send the curl request to burpsuite. So both work interchanges. So it depends on the work that you are doing. So this is a lab. So yeah, this is a lab, and we don't have the lab, right? So I'm just going to show you a quick example. Yeah, please wait. I'm actually I'm doing something with my VM. Wait.
Okay, no problem.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is a help command. Okay. So here we have different option to use curl. We can send some post data using T, using F. We can use it in different way. We can use I, O, right, S. So here we have some commands. So you can simply try these options. Okay. Got it?
So basically, curl is used for information gathering.
No, curl is not used for information gathering. Curl is a tool. It is used to debug the application, right? But we can, like, there is some options in curl, so we can use that options. So let's say this is
Debug
curl.
means break down the application.
Sorry?
Debug means breaking down the application.
No, debug means just testing the application,
All right. Okay.
testing how it works with HTTP and this type of request, right? How the uh, how the website is actually work with different user agent. So every user agent, the website is respond to differently, right? If you are using mobile phone, so mobile phone user agent is different, and once you receive the website, it is designed for your mobile phone. It adopt your screen size resolution. If you are accessing the same website in a computer, then the user agent is based on your computer. Based on that, the screen size resolution is adopted by your website, right? So this is done with the user agent. So this is example.com. Yeah. Here we have the request header. So it is sending request to HTTP 1.1. Here we have age, cache control, content type, these headers, and here we have the values. Okay, correct. Now, and here we have response. So this is the response we are getting from server. If you are just interested to show the HTTP headers only and not the response, then what you can do is you can simply, instead of hitting small I, you can simply press capital I. It will only retrieve you the headers. Okay, is that clear? And if you want to see both things, the header, the request header and the response header, then you can simply turn the verbose mode. Okay, so this is a verbose mode. You can use it, right? It will show you the request header. So this is the request header and this is the response header, right? And in down here we have the response. So this is the response, right? And let's say I just need one thing. Let's say I just need one thing from this website. So what I can do is I can use grep with that website. So curl so it will only retrieve that particular information from that website. So this is the information it is retrieving. So we can use curl with other tools also.
And what does this verbose means?
Verbose shows you the request header and the response header along with the response.
And that I option was also showing.
I option can I option can only show you the request headers, not response header. Capital
And
I,
and small I?
small I only shows the request header and not response. Okay, so this is a
Both
small
are
I.
showing means. Means verbose is also showing the
See,
same thing.
yeah, please mute yourself. This is a curl small I. I'm getting response. So this is the response I'm getting. and here is the request header, right? But let's say I don't want to view the response. I just want to view the request header. So instead of pressing small I can simply go with capital I. So if I only press the capital I, it will only retrieve the requested headers, right? But let's say I want to view the response header also. So in this case, I can simply go with verbose mode. So verbose mode shows me okay. So verbose mode show me the request header and the response header. So here, this is the request header. This is the response header. And here we have the response content. Okay, so this is a basic difference.
But
With
still got confused. Like
okay,
in a small I and this verbose.
let's say here we have the small I, right? I'm getting this part also. This is a response, right? Here we have the document type HTML. This is a document response I'm getting, right? But let's say I just want to view this information. I don't need this data. I'm not interested in this data. I'm only interested in this data. So how can I do this? So to
Would be
only,
capital I.
yeah, so to view only the request headers, just simply use capital I. If you use capital I, then this is not going to show you this thing. Okay. And let's say if you want to view the request header and the response header, in that case, simply use V, small v. Huh? Is that clear?
It is clear, but I was asking the difference between small I and the verbose. Both are the same thing, na?
No, both are not the same thing. No, this is the verbose, right?
Here also
So,
we are getting request and response.
but you have to understand this is a verbose, this is a request header, this is a response header. Okay, so here we are getting the request header, and here we are getting the response header. Got it?
Yes.
No confusion, right? But if I press, if I go with I, I'm only getting request header. I'm not getting response header, right? So if I want to view the response header, then I can go with verbose. If I only want to if I only want to see the request header, then I can use the I. This is the basic difference. In both verbose and I, you are getting the response, but the difference is in verbose you are getting response header that server sends you. Okay, clear?
Okay, sir.
Now let's wrap up the class here. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we can use it different way.